Today's video is about dynamic array and how it's useful and how it's different from the static array. We're going to discuss today. So hi everyone, this is Subrat and you are watching Fun of Heuristics. So on this channel, you will get to know about the programming languages, the framework and all about the algorithms. So please consider subscribing and hit that bell icon if you haven't yet. So as you can see, I have drawn two arrays here. One is a solid array and that is static, and one is a dynamic, means dotted array. The dotted means it can be increased, so it's dynamic. So something is static and something is dynamic, and here it's everything is static. So first we're going to discuss about the static array. So static array means, as the name say, the length of the array will be fixed, means the amount of memory specified for the array will be defined, and all the blocks will be defined with some memories, and it will continuous memory. Okay, so here in this case the length of the array will be 6, as we have 6 blocks. In JavaScript or TypeScript or Python or any dynamically typed language, we don't have static array by default. So default will be your dynamic array, but in Java, in C#, in C++, Ruby, so which is not a dynamic typed array, you will have both the static array and the dynamic array. So you can also, but you are showing us JavaScript, TypeScript and all dynamic type array. So what is the use of this video for us? In some cases the static arrays are good, and in some cases, in a lot of cases, dynamics arrays are good. So we'll go to the detail after some time. Okay, so now the static array thing. So here if you can see, like we have 6 blocks defined. So a user or you can assign two different blocks. So you can assign data here, you can assign a data here, you can assign data here, or you can assign data to a specified array. You can insert the 7th value data, so it will going to throw an error that index 7 is not there. Index 7 means 6 is not there. It's simple, like you have specified a space. Okay, I need a length array of length 6, so you're gonna insert till 0 to 5. So that's it, and it's useful if you know how much data you have. Suppose you know you are going to get a million record, you are going to get 4 million records, so you are creating a length of 4 million and you are inserting the value. So why I'm saying it's efficient than dynamic array on those cases where you know the amount of data you have, so you can specify the length. So you will get to know after some time. Now we'll come to the dynamic array. So that dynamic array, you can say it's an static array which will dynamically increase its length according to the data coming. Okay, so suppose initially you have a static array of length 2. Okay, you inserted 1 here. Okay, then again after some time you inserted a value 2 here. Now in the next time when you are going to insert the value 3 in the third place, so what will going to happen when you write array.push3? So what it will do, as it don't have space, it will go and create a array of length 4. Okay, so I'll just draw a line. So here after it's create the array of length 4, it will go and it will copy all the data from the previous array to this array. So while copying, it will come as 1 here, 2 here, then your the push data 3 will come here, then again you will push the data to 4. Okay, the 4 will be here, again you make a push of 5. So what will do again, so it will going to create another array of length 8, and again as I told you, so it will try to copy all the data from here and it will push the value 5 here. So you got what is happening. So every time if the memory is full and on the new insert it's trying to double this its length and copying all the value from the previous array. So the benefits here is, if you you are not relying on the length. So initially you thought you have some 100 or 200 data, but you got a lot of data. So at that time this will be handy, and this is handy. So by default JavaScript or TypeScript uses a dynamic array, so we don't need to think about that much about the length of the array. But as I told you, like you have millions of record. Suppose you have 4 million record and you are inserting that to a dynamic array. Then think about how many times this operation will going to happen. So if you go about time complexity, in static array, everything is a time complexity of 1. So insertion is 1, deletion is not there, so it's just assigning null value or something. Every operation will be a constant time complexity. And if you don't know what is time complexity and how to calculate them, I have a video, I will link it here. You can watch the same. So as I told you, all the operation in a array will be a constant time complexity. Okay, so and if you go back to the array means the static array, and if you go back to the dynamic one, here you can see for this case or till you insert 2 value is it's a constant time complexity. Okay, but when you inserted 3, it's become n. So why it's n is it's trying to copy all the value from the previous array to the new array. So the worst complexity will be of big O of n for insertion. Okay, so if you are doing a push operation, the worst time complexity will be the big O of n, and which is not good if you know how much data you already going to have. So if you know you have 4 million, 5 million record, create an array of 4 million, 5 million and just assign those value to the respective indexes. That's all. You have the data, you have the array, and you can operate in between them. So inserting like this way will cause a problem. But in the most of the cases, means approx 95% of the cases, you will not going to know, or the user will not, or the programmer will not know how much specified amount of data you are going to get. Okay, so the dynamic array is pretty handy. It has some drawbacks, but that is limited. You are not going to always get 4 million, 5 million of data. So most probably you're going to deal with 100,000 or 200,000 data. That's not a big problem for a program. So this is what dynamic array is. It's a very small thing, but it's better to know, and what the difference between static array and dynamic array. Now you can ask me, okay, Subrat, you are showing us the JavaScript and TypeScript value. So if you know already you're going to have 4 million records, how gonna handle this efficiently? So for that, we'll go to the browser here. Okay, here suppose I will write a equals to a array. Now here what you can assign the length of the array in JavaScript. Okay, so here what you can do, suppose for example I know I'm going to get at least 4,000 record. It's what I'm showing here is not actually the static array. It will be dynamic array with some specified amount of length. So what I will do, I will just write a.length equals to 4,000. Okay, and I know we have 4,000 amount of data. So now if you want to operate something like a of 100 equals to 20, and that going to insert 20 at the 100th place. Now if you want to get a of 8, it will be undefined, but if I go and try a of 100, it will be 20. So here, as I told you, the operation is a constant time, as same as the static array. So it says constant time. As I told you, it's not actually a static array. So here what you can do also, you can also do the push operation. I can do push of 100, and that will also increase the length of the array. So as we got return value as 4001, that means the previous length was 4000, and now we got the new length as a 4001. If you know already the length, you can reassign the value for a better performance. So do this, use this thing if you have a larger amount of data, or if you know the length, minimum length of the data. So you know minimum you are going to get 4,000. It may increase, not a problem. You have dynamic array. So put the value of the length and assign all the data to the respective indexes and use that value. So that's it for today. Today we saw what is a static array and what is a dynamic array, and where the static array is useful and where the dynamic array is useful, and how you can do a little hack to get the benefit of the static array in the dynamic array in JavaScript. So if you are liking the video till now, please hit the like button, and if you are liking my work and you want to support me, you can support me on the Patreon. I will give the link in the description below. So as this is a video series of data structure and algorithms, so the next videos will be on linked list and the use update and some problem around it. We try to solve it. So what is the basic use, where it's used, you will get to know all about that. So please consider subscribing and hit that bell icon if you haven't it, so that you will not miss any videos. And please share this video among your friends, family, whom you think they should know about static array or dynamic array. And please give your valuable comment, feedback in the comment section below, what we should cover in the upcoming video, so that it will be helpful for you and for me also. So we're going to meet in the next video. Till that, stay happy. Bye bye.